Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. What if I told you, a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your car's cup holder could be worth nearly $1 million today? Seems impossible, right? But it's true. One particular 2000D Massachusetts quarter has stunned collectors and investors alike, recently appraised at a jaw-dropping $987,000. You might already have one, and not even know it. Cut to sound effect of coin spinning. Before you toss that pocket change aside, listen closely, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and what you can do right now to turn your spare change into a life-changing fortune. So grab a cup of coffee, and maybe a magnifying glass. You're going to want to pay attention to every detail. Let's rewind to the year 2000. The new millennium had just begun. The U.S. Mint launched the Massachusetts State Quarter, part of the wildly popular 50-state quarters program. Each coin represented pride, history, and craftsmanship, but not all were created equal. Among millions minted in Denver, a few rare error coins slipped through a minting mistake so subtle that even experienced collectors overlooked them, until now. Cue suspenseful music. One of these coins, the 2000D Massachusetts Quarter, carried a tiny imperfection that changed everything. A misaligned die. A double strike. A rare off-center minting. Whatever the cause, it produced a unique variety that experts now value at nearly $1 million. Now, before you rush to your coin jar, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. A fact: over 1.1 billion Massachusetts quarters were minted in 2000. So, how could one be worth almost $1 million? It all comes down to minting errors, condition, and provenance. First, the mint mark. Look for the bold D below. "In God We Trust." That stands for Denver Mint. Next, examine Lady Liberty. Some rare versions have a double die obverse, that means the engraving appears slightly doubled, especially around the words Massachusetts and the Bay State. And finally, the strike clarity. The sharper the details, the higher the grade. When all these elements align, you're not just holding a quarter, you're holding a national treasure. A coin you once used to buy a cup of coffee could now buy you a beach house in Miami. But here's where it gets even more fascinating and a little unsettling. Many people have already spent these ultra-rare coins without knowing their true worth. Some were dropped in vending machines. Others were lost in couch cushions. Think about it, that quarter you gave your kid for the gumball machine last week, that could have been the one worth $987,000. Yeah, that sting you feel right now? That's what collectors call the pain of ignorance. So, how do you know if your 2000D Massachusetts quarter is the jackpot coin? Check for doubled letters, off-center strikes, or extra metal edges. Use a magnifier under a lamp. These details hide in plain sight. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value. Never sell to just anyone online. Always verify authenticity first. Now, I know what you're thinking, alright, but where do I sell it? Here's where things get exciting and urgent. Collectors and private investors are actively searching for these rare quarters. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have seen record-breaking bids for mint error coins. A few months ago, one Massachusetts error quarter fetched nearly $987,000. That's not a rumor, that's a market signal. And right now, we're in what experts call a numismatic gold rush. Old coins are appreciating faster than gold, silver, and even stocks. Who needs crypto when your coin jar might be your retirement plan? Pause for effect. But here's the catch: the window of opportunity is closing. As more people discover and submit coins for grading, rarity decreases, and so does price potential. That's why the most successful collectors act now, not later. So tonight, when you empty your pockets or go through your old coin rolls, remember, every coin tells a story, and one of them could tell the story of your financial freedom. The 2000D Massachusetts quarter is more than just 25 cents. It's a symbol of opportunity, a reminder that fortune often hides in the smallest places. So go ahead, check your change, check your drawers, check the dusty old coin jar, because the next millionaire collector could be you. Don't wait, subscribe for more stories of rare coins, hidden wealth, and the secrets of numismatic fortune. Your journey to a wealthier life starts with one coin. What if I told you that a coin sitting in your pocket change right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, a 1999 Georgia quarter, the very one that most people spent without a second thought, could be your ticket to financial freedom. Imagine realizing that the same 25-cent coin you used to buy gum could have changed your life forever. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why one Georgia quarter sold for $967,000, and how you might already own one before you run to dump your piggy bank on the floor. Hang tight, let's understand what makes this tiny piece of metal worth more than some houses. It all began in 1999, the very first year of the legendary U.S. State Quarters program, a campaign that captured the imagination of millions of Americans. Georgia, known as the Peach State, had its quarter proudly display the peach, the outline of the state, and the motto wisdom, justice, moderation. But little did anyone know, among the billions minted, a handful of rare errors slipped through the presses at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins so unique, collectors today are willing to pay a fortune for them. These weren't ordinary mistakes, they were minting anomalies, where mechanical precision met microscopic imperfection. Some Georgia quarters were struck on experimental planchets, metal blanks intended for other coins. Others had off-center strikes, double dies, or missing layers, and here's the wild part, these rare errors weren't immediately noticed. They circulated quietly, hiding in pockets, cash drawers, and old coffee cans, until one day, a collector in Pennsylvania made a discovery that would shake the coin community to its core. When that collector examined his change under magnification, he spotted something different. The coin's luster was unusual, its edge, slightly off. Experts later confirmed this was a 1999 Georgia quarter struck on a rare experimental metal planchet, one never meant for circulation, and when that coin went to auction, it sold for a jaw-dropping $967,000 to now. Be honest, when's the last time you actually looked closely at a quarter before spending it on coffee? Yeah, I thought so, but here's where fear creeps in. How many of these rare Georgia quarters are still out there, unnoticed? How many people toss them into vending machines, never realizing they just spent a fortune? Every day, more of these coins vanish from circulation. Every day, another chance to change your life slips away, but if you're watching this video right now, you still have a chance. So, what should you look for? Grab a magnifying glass and check your 1999 Georgia quarter for these key signs. Regular quarters weigh about 5.67 grams. Experimental planchets often weigh slightly less or more. If your quarter's edge looks different, duller, or unusually silvery, it might be struck on the wrong metal. Look for doubling in the lettering, especially around Georgia, Liberty, or 1999. These visual oddities could multiply the value dramatically. Collectors and dealers are actively hunting these coins, and some are paying 5 to 6 figures even for minor errors. So yes, that coin jar collecting dust in your kitchen might just be your retirement plan in disguise, but here's the crucial part most people miss. The value of these coins is rising, and not slowly. With each year, fewer remain in mint condition, and scarcity drives price. If you ever wanted to build wealth from history, this is your time. The 1999 Georgia quarter isn't just a piece of metal. It's a reminder that fortune hides in plain sight, waiting for the eyes that know where to look. So before you spend your next quarter, take a moment. Examine it. Appreciate it. Because the next person to discover $1 million Georgia quarter could be you. Don't just dream of wealth, discover it. Subscribe now for more rare coin stories that could change your life. Have you ever held a coin worth nearly $1 million without even knowing it? Because right now, somewhere in America, someone has a 2003 D-Main quarter sitting in a jar, a glove box, or maybe even in your change drawer, and it could be worth an unbelievable $978,000. Before you dismiss it, remember, the rarest treasures often hide in plain sight. This isn't just any coin. It's a piece of American history, a 25-cent symbol of our freedom, our craftsmanship, and our luck. But what makes this ordinary-looking quarter worth more than a luxury home in Florida? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the truth behind one of the most jaw-dropping coin finds in U.S. history. And note, sadly, licking the coin doesn't make it more valuable. Trust me, someone tried. Let's rewind to 2003, when the U.S. Mint released the Main State Quarter as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. The D-Mint mark, struck in Denver, seemed ordinary at first. Millions were made, but among those millions, a few coins came out different enough to change someone's life forever. And now, here's where things get interesting. Some 2003 D-Main quarters were found with major minting errors, tiny misstrikes, doubled dies, off-center impressions, and even partial cladding defects. To the untrained eye, they might look like scratches or smudges, but to professional collectors, they're gold mines in disguise. One pristine 2003 D-Main error coin was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $978,000 because of a rare double die strike combined with a rotation misalignment. Sound effect, metallic coin drop echo. Let that sink in. A simple quarter that could pay off your mortgage, fund your dream retirement, or even buy that lakeside cabin in Maine itself. Imagine paying for coffee with a coin worth a Lamborghini. Yeah, that barista would never forgive you. But here's the twist, you could have won right now. Thousands of these quarters are still in circulation, hiding in wallets, jars, vending machines, and coin rolls across the country. So how do you tell if yours is one of the legendary $1 million coins? Don't blink. Start by taking out every 2003 D main quarter you can find. Found just below the "In God We Trust," look closely at the lettering, especially main and E pluribus unum, flip the coin vertically. If the reverse design isn't perfectly aligned, you might have something special. Any peeling, missing layers, or color differences could be worth thousands, and if you do find something unusual, don't rush to sell it. Contact a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is everything. A simple confirmation could turn your spare change into generational wealth. You walk into a coin show, holding a small plastic case, and walk out a millionaire. That's not a dream, it's happened before, and it could happen again. Every coin tells a story, but few stories have the power to change a life. The 2003 D main quarter is more than silver and copper. It's a symbol of how patience, knowledge, and curiosity can turn ordinary people into legends. So, check your change. Check your drawers. Check the old coffee can in your garage, because the next American millionaire might just be you. And if your spouse catches you digging through the couch cushions, tell them it's strategic asset management. Don't just dream about wealth, discover it. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe for more tales of rare coins, hidden treasures, and real people turning pocket change into fortunes. Your future fortune could be waiting in your hands right now. What if I told you that the change in your pocket could be worth more than a luxury home? That a simple 2000 D Virginia state quarter, a coin millions of Americans have touched, is now valued at a staggering $986,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But before you dismiss it as just another coin myth, let me ask you this: when was the last time you really looked at your coins? Because somewhere out there, sitting in a forgotten drawer or coin jar, lies a small piece of American history that could make you a millionaire overnight. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. So, maybe don't spend that quarter at the vending machine just yet, it might buy you the whole vending company. Let's travel back to the year 2000, a time of Y2K panic, new beginnings, and a US Mint program that changed the world of coin collecting forever. The Virginia State Quarter was released as part of the US Mint State Quarters program, one of the most successful coin initiatives in American history. It celebrated the 400th anniversary of the founding of Jamestown, with a design featuring the iconic ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery. But not all quarters were created equal. Among the millions struck in Denver, a few carried a mysterious flaw, one that would soon become a collector's dream. At first glance, these coins looked ordinary. But under magnification, collectors began noticing something strange: doubling in the ship details, die cracks across the lettering, and in some cases, a misaligned die strike that made the coin's design shift ever so slightly. These weren't just imperfections, they were rare minting errors, and in the world of numismatics, rarity means value, and value means wealth. But what makes this particular Virginia quarter so special that it reached nearly $1 million? Let's uncover the story behind the sale that shocked the collecting world. In a private collector's auction, a near-perfect 2000 D Virginia quarter with a multiple die clash error and off-center strike sold for an unbelievable $986,000. Experts called it a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly. Its condition? Mint State 68+, MS 68+, verified by PCGS, one of the most trusted grading agencies in the world. The error combination, the near-perfect preservation, and its historical significance align like a cosmic jackpot. Imagine dropping that coin in a parking meter. That's not just losing 25 cents, that's like tossing away a Ferrari. But here's the catch, and this is where fear sets in. Thousands of people may have had one of these coins in their possession and spent it without knowing it's true value. Here's what you can do right now. Go through your coins, especially your 2000 D Virginia quarters. Look for these key signs: doubling or distortion in the ship's sails or lettering. Off-center strikes where the design doesn't align perfectly. Visible die cracks near Jamestown or Virginia. A pristine, uncirculated surface, almost flawless under light. If you find a coin that matches these features, you could be holding the key to life-changing wealth. And here's the part that most people don't know: some experts believe there are still undiscovered error quarters sitting unnoticed in circulation, waiting to be found. So, before you cash in your coins, take one last look. That small piece of metal might be the start of your millionaire story. And if your spouse ever teased you about keeping jars of old change, this is your moment to say, "Who's laughing now?" Because it's not just about the coin, it's about the idea that hidden wealth can be anywhere, in the most ordinary places. All it takes is curiosity, patience, and the belief that opportunity hides in plain sight. So, take this as your sign: your journey to discovering hidden value begins now. Start looking, start learning, and maybe, just maybe, your next quarter could be worth $986,000. But if you found this story inspiring, don't let it stop here. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join a Growing community of collectors uncovering hidden treasures every single day, because fortune doesn't always come in gold bars, sometimes it jingles right in your pocket. Closing visual, slow zoom on the glowing Virginia quarter with the words "Your $1,000,000 moment awaits." Deep, calm, and confident, like a documentary narrator mixed with motivational energy. Begin with suspenseful ambient tones, shift to inspiring orchestral rise, end with cinematic resolution. Coin close-ups, US Mint footage, auction shots, slow zooms, transitions with metallic sound effects. $986,000 sale. Check your coins, rare error signs. What if I told you that a single quartered yes, just 25 cents, could change your life forever? A coin that most people overlook every single day, yet right now, one version of the 2004 Texas State Quarter is valued at an astonishing $965,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to find it, and why time might be running out to cash in on one of America's rarest modern treasures. And by the way, you might already have one sitting in your pocket of the quarter that shocked collectors back in 2004. The US Mint released the Texas State Quarter, part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program. Over 278 million were minted in Philadelphia, nothing unusual there, but here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Among the millions struck, a tiny handful came out with astonishing minting errors, microscopic imperfections, double strikes, and die breaks that transformed ordinary metal into a rare collector's dream. And one of these coins, a pristine 2004 P Texas quarter with a rare double die obverse and full strike, was recently appraised at $965,000 in a private sale. Imagine this. Someone probably spent that same quarter at a gas station in 2005, never knowing it could have paid off their mortgage or bought them a beachfront home in Florida. Now, before you check your couch cushions, let's talk about what exactly makes this coin so valuable. Why this quarter is worth a fortune. Collectors don't pay nearly $1 million for just any quarter, they pay for rarity, condition, and historical significance. So what makes the 2004 P Texas quarter stand apart? Let's break it down. To the P Mint mark struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but in this case, an unusual die clash occurred, leaving faint outlines of the design overlapping on both sides. Look for raised metal around the word Liberty or the outline of Texas itself. These indicate a proof-like strike, often found on only a few surviving examples. Graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC can skyrocket value exponentially. And now here's where it gets intense. Only two of these ultra-rare 2004 P error quarters are known to exist in such flawless condition. Experts predict it could easily break the $1 million mark. Crazy, right? A coin most of us drop into parking meters, now worth more than a Ferrari, makes you want to empty that old coin jar, doesn't it? But here's the part most people miss. These coins are disappearing fast. Collectors and dealers across the country are snatching them up, and prices have surged nearly 600% in the past 5 years. And with the current boom in rare coin investments, each day you wait could mean missing out on a life-changing opportunity. Grab a magnifying glass and start with your change to the 2004 date and P Mint mark just below. In God we trust. Look for any doubling on the lettering, especially around Liberty or E Pluribus Unum. Notice texture differences on the Texas outline. Even the smallest flaw could mean a fortune. If your coin looks unusual, don't clean it. Don't polish it, get it professionally graded immediately by PCGS or NGC, because once verified, that little piece of metal could be your ticket to financial freedom. One rare quarter point, one lucky discovery, and a single decision that could rewrite your financial story forever. Tell that to the guy who sold his for nearly $1 million. So, before you dismiss that spare change, take a closer look, because hidden among the ordinary lies the extraordinary, and sometimes, the key to wealth is right in your own hands. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week, we uncover the rare coins that could make you a millionaire, and who knows, the next story I tell might just be your story. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your old change jar could be worth nearly $1 million today? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the 2000 P Maryland quarter dollar, a coin minted for everyday use, has stunned collectors across America, fetching a jaw-dropping $989,000 in the collector's market. And here's the real kicker: most people who owned it had no idea. So before you rush off to flip your couch cushions or empty your glove compartment, stick around. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot one, and whether that plain-looking quarter in your pocket could turn you into the next coin millionaire. Let's rewind time for a moment, back to the year 2000. The story and discovery: it was the dawn of a new millennium. The year 2000. The US Mint was in full swing, releasing the Maryland State Quarter, part of the famous 50 State Quarters program. Millions were struck. Billions circulated, but only a handful held a mystery no one expected. A striking error, hidden in plain sight, in the 2000p mint mark quarters from the Philadelphia Mint. Some of these coins bore die errors, double strikes, and rare off-center minting that transformed an ordinary piece of metal into a collector's dream. Imagine the poor cashier who handed one of these away for a pack of gum. They probably had $1 million moment and didn't even know it, but how did such a mistake slip through? And more importantly, how can you tell if you're holding one? The Reveal and education experts say the most valuable 2000p Maryland quarters show double die obverse errors, where design details, like the word Liberty or the outline of the Maryland Dome, appear faintly duplicated. Others were struck off-center, meaning the coin design shifted slightly during the minting process, an error that collectors crave because of its rarity. The most astonishing find, however, was a struck on a wrong planchet error, meaning the coin was accidentally stamped on metal meant for a different denomination. This rare mishap is what launched one particular Maryland quarter to that incredible $989,000 price tag. That's right, a quarter worth almost $1 million. So, what's in your wallet right now? Because if you've got a 2000p Maryland quarter, you might want to take a second look at the transformation and call to action now. Here's where the story gets truly fascinating. Thousands of Americans, just like you, are rediscovering old coin collections, jars of change, and forgotten piggy banks, uncovering treasures they never knew existed. Some have turned a single coin into financial freedom, paying off mortgages or jump-starting retirement plans. But here's the truth most people ignore. These opportunities don't last forever. The market for rare coins is skyrocketing right now, and every day, fewer of these error coins remain in circulation. Once collectors snatch them up, the window to profit closes. Don't be the person who realizes too late that the fortune you wanted was sitting right in your kitchen drawer all along. And no, sadly, licking the coin won't make it more valuable. The resolution: so, if you want to know whether your 2000p Maryland quarter could be worth up to $989,000, here's what you do next. Inspect the coin carefully. Look for doubling on the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Check the edges and alignment. Off-center strikes or weak rims may indicate an error. Consult a certified appraiser or grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate its rarity, because the difference between a 25-cent coin and $1 million treasure could come down to one tiny imperfection. Now, it's easy to think that wealth is something you have to chase, but sometimes wealth is already in your hands. It's just waiting for you to recognize it. So tonight, before you go to bed, grab the jar of old coins, because who knows, the path to your next $1 million moment might start with one simple Maryland quarter. Your future wealth could be hiding in plain sight. The only question is, will you find it first, or will someone else? If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more rare coins worth millions, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video, because tomorrow's millionaire might just be you. What if I told you that a simple 25-cent coin sitting in your pocket right now could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A 2005 Kansas quarter, minted in Denver, has stunned collectors across the nation with a shocking market value of $976,000. But here's the real question. Backhand index pointing right, could you be holding one without even realizing it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is worth a fortune, and how to find out if you've got the next millionaire quarter sitting in your change jar. And no, you don't need a metal detector, just your eyes, and maybe a magnifying glass if you're over 40. And now, let's travel back to 2005, a year when a small minting error in Kansas created one of the most valuable modern quarters in U.S. history. The 2005 Kansas State Quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program, celebrating each U.S. state with unique designs. Kansas Quarter featured the American bison, a powerful symbol of strength and endurance, and the state motto, In God We Trust. But here's where things get interesting. During the minting process at the Denver Mint, a mechanical error occurred. Some coins were struck with grease-filled dies, causing parts of the design to vanish. On these rare error coins, the word In God We Trust was partially missing. Instead, it eerily read, In God We Rust. Yes, you heard that correctly. In God We Rust. Collectors dubbed it the God We Rust error coin, and it became an instant legend among numismatists. Why? Because it combined humor, rarity, and historical irony, the perfect trifecta for value. But the story doesn't end there. Only a handful of these 2005 God We Rust quarters survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, and as collectors began bidding wars, prices skyrocketed. Some sold for hundreds of thousands, and the finest known specimens are now appraised near $976,000. Who knew a little rust could make you rich, right? Maybe my old car should take notes. But how can you tell if your Kansas quarter is one of these golden mistakes? That's where it gets truly exciting. It must have a small d just below "In God We Trust," meaning it was minted in Denver. If the letters T and are in trust are faded, missing, or appear rubbed off, you might just have the legendary error coin. Uncirculated or near-perfect coins can command 6 to 7 figure prices. So before you spend your next quarter at a vending machine, stop at that coin could literally be your ticket to financial freedom. But here's something most people don't know. There's another hidden version of this error. One so rare that experts believe only a few exist worldwide. It's called the blind buffalo variant, where part of the buffalo's head and horn are missing due to an even deeper dye grease fill. Some insiders say if one of these surfaces again, it could easily break the $1 million mark. Imagine turning a single coin, something worth 25 cents, into nearly $1 million. It's possible, because stories like these remind us wealth isn't always earned in hours, sometimes it's discovered in moments. So maybe it's time to raid that old coin jar, or the one your grandkids turned into a Lego storage box. If you've got a 2005 D Kansas quarter, check it. Double check it, because one small detail could be worth $976,000 and change your life forever. Don't wait. The longer these coins stay hidden, the more valuable they become. Subscribe if you want to uncover more hidden treasures in your pocket change. Like this video if you believe luck can strike when you least expect it, and share it, because who knows? Someone you know might be holding the next $1 million coin. Every coin tells a story, but some stories have the power to rewrite your future. What if I told you that a simple quarter in your pocket right now could be worth more than your house? Yes, I'm talking about a 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter, a coin most people spend without a second thought, yet one rare version recently shocked collectors with a staggering value of $956,000. But before you dismiss this as just another coin story, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at the change in your wallet? Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a millionaire's treasure might be smaller than a single scratch. Today, we're uncovering the story behind one of the most sought-after quarters in modern U.S. history. We'll reveal why collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for it, how to spot one, and what to do if you find it before someone else does. So, grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again, and no, you don't need to raid your piggy bank. Well, not yet. The 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, celebrating one of history's greatest voices for freedom and human rights. Minted in Philadelphia, the P mark symbolizes not just where it was made, but also where history itself took shape. But here's the twist: not all Frederick Douglass quarters are equal. Some, and only a few, contain rare minting errors that transformed them into collectors' gold. We're talking about double die obverse errors, misaligned strikes, unusual planchet flaws, and the ultra-rare missing clad layer. These errors, invisible to the untrained eye, are what elevate a 25-cent coin to a $956,000 masterpiece. So, yes, the next time you're at the grocery store, maybe don't toss your change in the tip jar too quickly. You might be tipping away your early retirement, but why do these coins become so valuable? Because rarity and history walk hand in hand. A Frederick Douglass quarter with a visible doubling on his face or inscriptions, struck off-center, or showcasing unique coloration can send collectors into a bidding frenzy. And here's the kicker: some of these coins were found in everyday circulation, hidden among common quarters. Imagine finding one of those in your own coin jar. And now, here's where things get interesting. While millions of Frederick Douglass quarters were minted, the error versions are estimated to exist in fewer than 50 examples worldwide. That's rarer than winning certain lottery jackpots. And guess what? Collectors aren't the only ones searching. Major auction houses are. 2.1 such coin, graded MS68 with an adverse doubling error, sold privately for just over $956,000. Let that sink in. A coin most people overlook, worth more than a luxury car collection, makes you wish you paid more attention in history class, right? But here's the scary part: every year, thousands of valuable coins like this one are lost forever, melted down, spent, or discarded by people who had no idea what they held. Don't let that be you. So, how can you tell if your 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter is worth a fortune? Check for the P mint mark, found just below "In God We Trust." Examine Douglass's portrait closely. Any doubling or blurred lettering could indicate a double die error. Look for color variation or a missing outer layer. A missing clad layer is a key marker of extreme rarity. If you suspect anything unusual, don't clean the coin. Contact a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC immediately, because when opportunity meets preparation, fortunes are made. This isn't just about coins. It's about discovering value where others see the ordinary. It's about turning something small into something life-changing. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. That quote doesn't just echo through history, it applies to you. Right now, your next step could lead you from a pocket full of change to the life of freedom you've dreamed of. And who knows, maybe that coin in your car's cup holder isn't just loose change. Maybe it's your ticket to financial freedom, because right after this video, I'll reveal another coin even rarer than the Frederick Douglass quarter, one that recently sold for over $1.20 million. Trust me, you won't want to miss that. Remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story can change your life. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon, because the next coin we uncover might just be your $1 million find. Have you ever wondered if a simple quarter could be the key to a fortune? Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a 1999 Delaware quarter, and realizing it's worth $998,000. Sounds unbelievable? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the incredible story of how one ordinary coin became one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. Before you rush to check your change jar, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is turning everyday people into unexpected millionaires. And who knows, you might just have one hiding in plain sight. Now, let's rewind the clock back to 1999, the year that changed everything for American quarters. The United States Mint had just launched the 50-state quarters program, and the very first design honored the first state, Delaware. What no one expected was that this seemingly ordinary coin would later become one of the most coveted modern rarities ever struck. But what makes this Delaware quarter, especially the 1999 P Mint mark, so extraordinary? And how did it climb to a value just shy of $1 million? Let's uncover the truth. The 1999 Delaware quarter features Caesar Rodney on horseback, a proud tribute to the American Revolution. But here's where it gets fascinating. Certain 1999 P quarters have extremely rare minting errors that transformed them into treasures of numismatic legend. Some display what collectors call a spitting horse error, a faint line that appears to shoot from the horse's mouth. Others show doubling in the lettering or the state outline. These minting anomalies weren't supposed to happen. Yet, they did, and in such a rare and limited fashion that collectors across the country began hunting them like modern gold. Now, here's where things get really exciting. One of these pristine condition Delaware quarters, with flawless preservation and a dramatic minting error, was recently valued at an astonishing $998,000 on the private collector market. That's right, less than $1 worth of metal, transformed into a near $1 million masterpiece. You see, collectors don't just value coins for their metal. They value stories, history, and the emotion behind them. And the Delaware quarter isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American pride, a symbol of the very first step in a monumental 50-state journey. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked closely at your quarters? Not just spent them, but inspected them? Because right now, there are collectors and auction houses actively searching for these hidden gems. And those who find one? They're not just lucky, they're wealthy. You might be thinking, yeah right, what's next? My old coffee mug worth $500,000? Well, not quite. But if history has taught us anything, it's that fortunes often hide in the most ordinary places. So, what does all this mean for you? It means that the dream of becoming a coin millionaire isn't a fantasy, it's a possibility, waiting in your wallet, your drawer, or that old coin jar collecting dust on the shelf. The 1999 P Delaware quarter has ignited a wave of excitement across the U.S., inspiring countless people to rediscover the hidden wealth in their own homes. Collectors are now paying premium prices for authenticated, graded examples of this quarter, especially those with pristine surfaces, full strikes, and verified minting errors. The demand is fierce. The supply? Almost non-existent. That's the perfect storm that sends prices soaring, and here's the kicker: values are still climbing. As the number of verified coins shrinks, scarcity fuels the fire. Experts believe that in the coming years, this coin could even surpass the $1 million mark. That's right, $1 turning into $1 million. But wait, there's a catch. Not every Delaware quarter is valuable, only the rarest ones with specific markers are. And if you want to know exactly what to look for, keep watching until the end of this video, because I'll reveal the telltale signs that could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing payday. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy. Every coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and human ambition. Owning one of these rare Delaware quarters isn't just holding metal, it's holding a piece of America's journey. It's proof that greatness can emerge from the most unexpected places. So tonight, when you open that drawer or count your spare change, remember, opportunity doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your hand, and hey, before you spend that quarter at the vending machine, just maybe give it one last look. You might be handing away $998,000 for a bag of chips now that you know the truth about the 1999p Delaware quarter. The question is, what will you do about it? Will you let opportunity pass you by, or will you take action and uncover your hidden treasure? If you're serious about building wealth from rare coins, this is your moment. The market is hot, demand is exploding, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for authentic finds. So start your search. Check your coins. And remember, every great fortune begins with curiosity, because sometimes, the smallest things lead to the biggest rewards. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more rare coins worth thousands or even millions of dollars, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications. Your next big find might just be in your pocket right now. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, just 25 cents. You flip it between your fingers, never realizing that this tiny piece of metal could be your golden ticket, a $997,000 fortune waiting to be discovered. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because the 2002 Louisiana quarter dollar is not just another coin, it's a hidden treasure, a symbol of how ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. Now, before you rush to your coin jar or that drawer full of change, let's take a deep breath and explore why this particular coin has collectors losing sleep at night and bidding fortunes at auction houses across the country. This isn't luck, this is history, rarity, and the magic of the US Mint colliding in one unforgettable story. But first, a question. How many coins do you think you've handled in your lifetime? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe tens of thousands? Well, somewhere among those, just one coin could change your life forever. The year was 2002. America had just released its Louisiana State Quarter, part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. Millions of coins were minted, but hidden among them, a small number of 2002 Louisiana quarters were struck with a minting anomaly so subtle that most people never noticed it. These coins came from the Denver Mint, marked with that small but powerful D, a letter now synonymous with value and rarity. Over time, collectors began to notice something strange. A few Louisiana quarters had off-center strikes, doubled features, or unusual luster and metal flow, signs of minting perfection or imperfection, depending on how you see it. And in the collector's market, perfection or imperfection can be pure gold. One particular specimen, discovered in near pristine condition, shocked experts when it sold for nearly $1 million. Yes, a 25-cent coin fetching $997,000. That's the kind of story that stirs up both excitement and fear. Excitement because anyone could own one, and fear because most people might have already spent theirs without knowing what they had. Let that sink in. Somewhere out there, a 2002 Louisiana quarter may still be lying unnoticed, tucked away in a jar, or sitting quietly in a wallet. The question is, will it be you who finds it? I know what you're thinking, so you're telling me I could have been rich from the change I used to buy coffee? Exactly. That morning latte might have cost you a fortune. But before you cry over spilled cappuccino, let's get serious again, because your next coin might just be the one. Right now, the demand for state quarters, especially rare minting errors from the early 2000s, is skyrocketing. Collectors are competing fiercely for coins like the 2002 Louisiana quarter, and prices have been climbing steadily in the high-end market. Wealthy collectors are no longer just investing in gold or real estate, they're diversifying into rare coins that tell the story of America itself. And here's the beautiful part, you don't have to be a millionaire to get started. You simply need curiosity, awareness, and maybe just a little bit of luck. The same type of luck that turns a forgotten coin in your kitchen drawer into a six-figure payday. But time is your greatest enemy. As collectors scoop up these coins, the supply is drying up fast. The clock is ticking, and every day, another rare Louisiana quarter disappears into a private collection, possibly forever. So, what do you do now? You start looking. Every coin has a story, and the 2002 Louisiana quarter story is one of rediscovery and wealth waiting to be claimed. Check your change, your old boxes, your coin albums. Examine the details, the shine, the mint mark, the texture. You could be holding history, legacy, and fortune all in one. Because here's the truth, wealth isn't always about inheritance, business, or luck. Sometimes, it's about awareness. Those who see opportunity where others see ordinary objects are the ones who rise above. And you, my friend, could be one of them. Think about it. A single coin, minted over 2 decades ago, now worth $997,000 and rising. What if you found yours today? What would that mean for you, your family, your future? Don't wait. The next great coin discovery is always made by someone who decides to look right now, and before you go rushing off to search through your coins, remember this: the Louisiana quarter is just one of many modern treasures hiding in plain sight. There are others rarer, more valuable, and waiting to be revealed. In our next video, we'll uncover another coin that could be worth even more than the Louisiana quarter, one that experts believe might break the $1 million barrier very soon. So, are you ready to change your financial future, one coin at a time? Hit that subscribe button, stay curious, and remember, the next fortune might already be in your pocket.